UFC 214 is this weekend. One of the most anticipated fight cards of the year. One of the best fight cards, top to bottom, that UFC have had put together. Not the best, but one of the best. And for me, this is my most anticipated fight, the main event of the year for me. Even more so than, well, way more than Mayweather McGregor in terms of the actual fight. Even more than Triple G Canelo Alvarez. I'm more looking forward to this fight, even though that's a close one on the boxing side. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about the main three. Well, okay, actually, I'll briefly go over Robbie Lawler's fight as well, because Robbie Lawler, he's one of my favourite fighters of all time, just from an entertainment standpoint. He's had some amazing fights. He's facing Donald Cerrone. Well, I say he was one of my favourites of all time. I found out he was a huge Cena fan, you know. Well, I was kind of like, well, lost some respect there. But I'll just say this: hopefully, he can get his win. He can get a win after being absolutely demolished by Tyron Woodley in his last fight. Speaking of Tyron, we'll start with his fight. Tyron Woodley versus Damian Maia. Now, this is very intriguing. Damian Maia is coming off a 7-fight win streak, and obviously we know about this guy's BJJ. He's an insane grappler, one of the best ever. This really could go any way. Like, see, the thing is, I've bet against Tyron Woodley quite a few times in the past now. I've been like, yeah, Tyron Woodley's great, or really good, but he's not that great level. And I've said, like, in his past fights, oh, I expect him to lose, I expect him to lose, I expect him to lose. And every time he delivers, surprises me and wins. So, and he's turned me into a fan. Like, I didn't really like Tyron Woodley before. Again, it's gonna, if he can stuff those takedowns, he has a real shot. I mean, this one's so tough to call, man. I mean, styles make fights, and this is gonna be, this is a great one stylistically. Probably one of the most intriguing stylistic matchups on the card. I'm gonna break tradition, and I'm gonna go with Tyron Woodley this time. Again, this one I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I'm gonna back Tyron this time. Dana did say at the press conference that after this fight, the winner of this fight is facing GSP. So, yeah, because apparently the thing going on with Bisping, it just ain't happening. I can't stand Michael Bisping right now. So Tyron Woodley versus GSP, very intriguing matchup. If Tyron does lose this fight against Damian Maia, I'll probably just blame it on racism. No, I'm kidding, but he does pull that card for everything. But let's talk about, well, this ain't going to take much to talk about. Chris Cyborg versus Tonya Evinger? Is that how you pronounce her last name? Like, I don't know who she is. It's her first fight in the UFC. I didn't know who this chick was, I'm not going to lie. Obviously I knew Cyborg was. Who doesn't know who Cyborg is? But everyone's basically scared to fight Cyborg with good reason. I'd be scared to fight Cyborg. So they've just given her this other girl who I think she was pretty much a no-go. I don't know. I don't mean to offend anyone if someone say, oh, I'm a huge fan. I didn't know who this chick was, Miss Tonya. I expect her to get absolutely demolished, and to get scraped out of the octagon when Chris Cyborg is finished with her. And that's as far as I'll go. Now, the main event. Daniel Cormier, John Jones. Now, I will say this. I have gone back and forth, like the whole time leading up to this fight. First of all, knock on wood, this actually happens and nothing last minute. Because I will say this before I tell you who I think is going to win, which I've gone back and forth on. I am legitimately worried that this will not be a title fight because Daniel Cormier is going to miss weight. I am dead serious about this. Isn't to make any jokes, fat jokes or anything. It's funny in the press conference when John Jones was like, "You are the only 206.2 pound champion in UFC history." Because remember that time where suddenly the towel's up? Oh, he lost 1.5 pounds. You know, it was mad. And Cormier even joked in this press conference that they was asking about the weight cut. He was like, "How's it going?" He was like, "Let's just say I might need the towel again." Yeah. And John Jones was like, "That ain't even funny, bro. Alright, come on." I legitimately think he might not make weight, and I'm dead serious, because I think they said he had to lose like 10 to 15 pounds in these next couple of days of when I'm recording. Now, obviously something might have happened by the time I actually upload this, because I don't know if I'm uploading it. Probably like right before the fight or close to it. So by then, probably we know everything. But at the time of recording this, he had to lose a lot of weight in a short amount of time, and I don't know if he's going to make weight. Now, John Jones said he will still fight even if he doesn't make the weight. But it's not going to be for the title, and it would just ruin it if he doesn't make the weight, to be honest with me. But I pray he does, but I just have a feeling he's not gonna make the weight, man. It's gonna be close. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Just gonna have to starve himself for the rest of the week. But yeah, this fight, man. Initially I was like, oh well, Cormier's gonna win because the long layoff for John Jones. Cormier's been active, and in his last warm-up fight John Jones had against OSP, he looked pretty bad. Straight up, he looked pretty bad. Again, that was probably just more awkward because of the style matchup, but still, he didn't look good. And it had me thinking, yeah, Cormier's surely going to win this. But now the more I think about it, Cormier's 38. John Jones is what, 30? 29, 30? And John Jones made great points about how he knows he can train harder because of the age thing. And it's true, Cormier's just getting older at this point. He's active, but he's way older than Jones. Jones is still in peak physical condition. And it just made me think, I don't know. And then Jones freaking calling out Brock Lesnar. Please let that fight happen. You want to talk about a mega super fight that could do astronomical numbers. This is the fight. Put John Jones in there with Brock Lesnar? I mean, I'm not going to preview this now, but John Jones is far superior in terms of skill set than Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar's brute strength, size, that would be mad. Because a lot of people say, yeah, John Jones dominated the lightweight division, but because he's way longer and taller than everyone else, which isn't the fact for everyone. Because remember Gustafsson, pretty lanky guy himself. But I get where they're coming from. They was like, why doesn't he jump up to heavyweight division? And John Jones said himself, he's interested, kind of, but it feels like the weight jump is way too much. Because he was like, well, some of those guys are 265 pounds. True. But, you know, some of them are not that heavy. So it's like, we'll see how that goes. But first of all, let me just say, outside of the octagon, screw John Jones, right? I awful human being, all that, can't stand him. But inside the octagon, one of my favourite fighters to watch of all time. And I want him to destroy DC. I don't like DC. But I think the smart option is still to bet on DC. Just because, like I said, he stayed active. John Jones has not had a fight. I mean, training camps are training camps and they're brutal, but he hasn't had a fight in so long. Like I said, I want to be surprised, but this is another 50-51, but I'm slightly edging Daniel Cormier. Slightly edging him. Jones says he wants to finish him, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, that's gotta be my predictions for this card. It should be amazing. I hope I'm not putting too much hype in it, because it could just end up being a letdown, but this could be an incredible card. We could be talking about this as the highlight fight card of the year. We'll see though. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you on the next one.